Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Have You Heard, a podcast that brings you all the gaming news straight to your listening device. I am the one and only Scott Hurd, and today is Thursday, September 19th, 2019. So my first topic today is going to be Gears 5. How does everyone like that game? Whoever played it. Well, let me tell you my experience. I haven't really played a campaign in a Gears game. The only reason why I played the Gears games was for the multiplayer, the team deathmatch, and everything else. So I was like, let me finally play a campaign in this series. And like they say, you should start off and play the campaigns 1 through 4 so you know what's happening in 5. Well, the only campaign that I played was the first Gears of War 1. Because that one was actually remastered, so I played that on my PS4. And I was like, okay, I could do this. So then I went to play Gears 2. And since they didn't remaster it, I could not get through that campaign whatsoever. I was like, oh, wow, these graphics. I'm so used to Xbox One graphics and PlayStation 4 Pro graphics, and the graphics and the mechanics in this game were so crazy that I just couldn't finish it. So I was like, you know what? The great thing about Gears of War games is they actually, before you start the new campaign, they have previously like a video capturing what happened previously. So I watched that before I started Gears 5, and I figured out what was happening in the campaign, and I began my campaign. Just for the record, I'm going to try to make this a spoiler-free segment. I'm not going to try to spoil anything. So if you just want to continue listening, that's fine. If you're afraid that I might spoil something, you can also skip to the next segment whenever that's going to happen. But so let me talk to you. And when I first started the game, Gears 5, the campaign, I was amazed by the graphics. Those graphics, they really took time to do little intricate things, and the graphics were amazing. That's what actually brought up my final score of the game, was because of the graphics. Now, like you said, this is basically, the story is, from the trailers, is going to be basically about Kate and what happened to her, and her story is basically, this whole Gears 5 is all about Kate. Kate, let me say, is one badass person. I enjoyed playing Kate. Like, you could switch between characters, like who you want to be. Someone could actually be Kate, the other character, and then someone actually could be the robot as well. So you actually could play up to 3 people co-op in the campaign, which I thought was pretty amazing. But I just played solo. I didn't have nobody to play, so I was like, okay, I played as Kate the whole entire game. Well, when you could play Kate for the rest of the game, like, you don't start off playing as Kate, but I'm not gonna go into that. And I don't know, she was amazing. Her story was amazing. I just loved it. When I finished the game yesterday, I was just in awe, and I was like, that was a great story. I'm ready for Gears 6. I should have played the campaigns when they first came out instead of waiting, years later to be like, okay, let me start these campaigns. But I actually enjoyed the campaign, and needless to say, I didn't really enjoy the multiplayer. I don't know what is it or what, but the previous games, you could do multiplayer. You can choose what kind of match you want, like from team deathmatch and everything. But this multiplayer, you can do quick play, and it chooses one of 4 match types. You don't get to know what match type you play until you start the game. And I'm not a big fan of King of the Hill or anything else. Capture the Flag. I like just playing team deathmatch, and I don't know. I didn't really like it. You can choose games that are set up for team deathmatch, but that you have to go into a different part, and then you go in to create, but then you see a whole list of other matches that people created, and then you have to pick ones that are, let's say, team deathmatch. But sometimes it's hard to get in them because that's what everybody, I guess, likes to play. So they're all full, and it's just a hard experience. I tried one match for multiplayer, and it's the same as the previous, not the beginning, but I think they started in Gears 3, or was it just last year? Not last year, but last Gears 4, where when you kill somebody on the opposite team, they're not automatically out. They only start getting eliminated after so many rounds. But this one, I believe, don't quote me, I think it's 20, someone has to die 20 times, like, not one person 20 times, but like your whole team of 5 has to die 20 times until someone, once they die, is out of the game. So I think you have up to 25 kills altogether until a team wins, and you have to win 3 times to win the whole entire match. Either the Cog or the Locust has to win 3 times to win the match. I played one round, not one round, but one until like the team won, and I haven't gone back yet. So altogether, all in all, I have to say that between the campaign and the graphics, my score for this game is an 8 out of 10. And I think that's a pretty good score. I'm ready. I can't wait. It might be like 5 years or so until we get a Gear 6. It might be sooner. But I'm ready to play the next portion of the Gears franchise. So for our next segment, let's talk about what the ESA planned to do for E3 2020. This is coming from Mike Futter over at GameDaily.biz. E3 2020, they're proposing to do like an overhaul of a Q-tainment. They're expecting a new floor plan, and they want to have a media day one day just for media players. But let me read a little bit of what Mike stated. The ESA is trying to rebrand E3 as a fan, media, and influencer festival for next year's event. In a pitch deck intended for the lobbying group members, the ESA says it has plans to adapt its offering to response to feedback gathered from publishers. As part of this overhaul, the group proposes leaning into influencers and paid celebrity deals with talent representation agencies like UTA and CAA. The deck includes 2 examples of these high-profile celebrity activations, including members of the Los Angeles Lakers playing a basketball video game in front of fans or actors competing in a tournament. These attractions rely on a massive change to the E3 show floor. They also stated that they want Tuesday to be a media-only day. So industry attendees, including media, should be aware that the ESA membership approved an additional 10,000 gamer badge attendees, bringing the total number of consumers on the show floor to 25,000. The E3 schedule may be reconfigured with an industry-only day on Tuesday, which is traditionally the first day of E3 activities at the LA Convention Center, before opening the doors wide to ticketed members of the general public on Wednesday and Thursday. So basically what I'm getting from this is they want this to be more of a event for, let me say, fans, media, and influencers. And they want it to be like a big event. That's why they are approving an additional 10,000 gamer badge for regular attendees instead of all media. But like, I was listening to other like media people stating that sometimes it's hard for media members to like get around on a busy schedule and try out these games and write about it, because they have to stand in the long lines. They have to they're basically treating almost like everyone else, and then they also have to stand in line to get their bags checked. So they were thinking about having this one day just for media only, and that would be the Tuesday before they open it up for the general public on a Wednesday and Thursday. I think this is a good idea. I think that they should do this. The only thing I'm a little hesitant about, I don't know what like it's gonna bring to the table, is these celebrities or whatever being there playing these games. While I don't know if that's why you're standing in line, that you can watch them do this, because that maybe that's the Q entertainment or Q tainment, like they were saying. I don't know if this is gonna be a big push, if people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. But I think it's a good. Me personally, I haven't experienced an E3. I want to go one year, and I think that would be something that would be great. Like, it's on my bucket list. I want to attend and everything. So I guess I better get to one soon rather than later, just in case they change everything completely. Let me know in the comments below or through an email of if you have experienced the E3 and what you take out of it and what do you experience from it. Now let's talk about what comes out tomorrow. The Nintendo Lite. Nintendo Switch Lite. Which I get it's going to be a handheld version of the Switch, that the controllers are not removable. It's just almost like a PSP looking figuration. The specs that I see is that the resolution is going to be 720p. The screen size is 5.5 inches. The dimensions are going to be 3.6 by 8.2 by 0.55 inches. It weighs approximately a little over half a pound. There's going to be no rumble or camera. It's not going to be compatible with the Switch dock. There's no removable Joy-Con controllers, but the battery life is going to be 3 to 7 hours long. So what I'm getting out of this is they made this handheld portion of the Switch that you won't be able to remove the controllers, but the battery is going to be a little bit longer. So who's going to go out and buy a Switch Lite? Can't you really do the same thing with your regular Switch? Have a handheld, and you can take it anywhere. You can put it on the dock and put it on the TV. This one you can't put it on the dock. I don't know if everybody else like not considers, but I don't know how to explain it. But I don't know if anybody else gets where I'm coming from. But if you're gonna make something, make it worthwhile for people to buy. It's almost like the iPhone, the iPhone, they change a little bit of something every year, and they come out with a new phone, and people go out and buy it. That's why they keep doing it, and they mark the prices up so high for each year for these iPhones. Like this year, the iPhone 11's coming out, and it has 3 camera circles on the back, and yada yada yada, and it's gonna be a little bit cheaper than the iPhone 10, but it's still gonna be $600-700, and people are like pre-ordering this. I'm like, what's the difference between the iPhone 11 coming out and what I have, the iPhone 8? There's really no difference. And then the only thing that gets you is these updates. Sooner or later, they come out with these updates, and your phone is gonna just work so poorly because your phone can't handle the newer updates. So then you have to go out and buy a new phone, or you can just not do the updates and just leave your phone the way it is, and it'll just be running fine. But that's what I'm saying is the Switch Lite is coming out. This is the 3rd version of the Switch already, and it's only been how many? I forget. 4 years since the Switch's been out, and people are gonna buy it up just because it's a handheld with no removable Joy-Con controllers. So that is my own opinion on the new Nintendo Switch Lite. So next, let's talk about what is coming out this week in the video game world. So tomorrow is going to be a big day for video games. First, Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch Remastered is coming out for the PlayStation 4 and the PC, and also on the Switch. Reign of Reflections for the PC coming out tomorrow. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is coming out for the Switch. I got mine pre-ordered. The Sojourn, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the PC coming out tomorrow. And Untitled Goose Game for the PC is coming out tomorrow. September 23rd, Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall is coming for the iOS and the Android. September 24th, Cat Quest 2 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Contra Rogue Corps is also coming out September 24th for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch. The Surge 2 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on September 24th. Mario Kart Tour is coming out for the iOS and Android on September 25th. And that is it for what's coming out this week. And that is it for episode 3 of Have You Heard? If you would like, you could send me an email at haveyouheardpodcasts@gmail.com and send me anything from suggestions to constructive criticism, anything you want. I would love to read it. And also, I want to start a new segment from you, the listeners, of questions that you have. I want to do those in the segment and like answer your own questions. And also, if you want to like have people help you out in a game, you can send me like what game you want to play and like if you want your PlayStation username, your Xbox name, or whatever, and people might be able to team up with you, squad up with you, and play with you and help you out in that game if you want. And also, you can reach me, catch me on Twitch at You Heard Me. I usually play Monday through Friday, except on Thursdays. I'm on there usually roughly around 6:30 ish or around 7 p.m. Eastern time. Roughly for about 2 hours I play. I just finished streaming Gears 5 last night on Twitch. And also you can catch me on YouTube at You Heard Me. And like I said before, you can also send me an email if you want. So that is everything. That is another episode in the books, my friends. Don't be afraid to email me at haveyouheardpodcasts@gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitch, like I said, at You Heard Me, and also on Twitter at Hurd1333. As always, I am Scott Hurd, and peace out, my friends.